Hello, I thought I'd make a few videos on homemade skincare using ingredients that you either might have in your pantry or your fridge, or you can easily get from your supermarket, such as lavender essential oil, avocado, cucumber, yogurt, we've got an egg, a few different types of coconut oil. And these videos really are aimed at mums or grandmothers who might have girls in their lives who are interested in skincare. And my personal opinion is young girls really that do not need commercially made skincare. It's expensive, it can actually be bad for their skin. They just don't need it. And when I was young, I used to make face masks with my friend Michelle, and we used to love doing that. When we had sleepovers, we'd make up our face masks and put them on and then wash them off, and it just inspired me to come up with some ideas that you might like to try at home. So I've written down a bunch of notes, lots of ideas. So I thought I would make a few products that you could use together. And my idea was perhaps girls are getting together to have a sleepover. They might want to cleanse their face, make a little face mask and use a simple moisturizer at the end. So let's see how we go. So I've got 4 little products that I want to try: a cleanser, a mask, a toner, and a facial oil to act as a moisturizer. So let's start with the cleanser. So let's keep this simple. This is an old beauty therapist trick, and that is to cleanse with oil. And coconut oil is really fun to cleanse with, and it has a nice smell. Some oils that you have in your kitchen will make you smell like a salad. And I think the girls will like this. You simply spoon out some solid coconut oil in your hand, and then you warm it between your hands and it starts to melt. As you can see, it's just your body warmth that will turn this solid into a liquid. And then you apply it all over your face, which I won't do right now. Massage into your lashes. Coconut oil is really good for lashes. If the girls are wearing makeup, it will remove their makeup. Rub in and then remove with a warm, damp face washer. Anything left over, you can rub it into your fingernails. If the girls are wanting to use a cleanser every day, this is safe to use every day, but my tip is to put some of this into a small plastic container, so if they drop it in the bathroom, they're not going to smash the glass and chip your tiles. So the next part of the beauty routine is to apply a face mask, and I've got 3 little formulations here. One is for really pre-teenage girls, and then another one if they're starting to get oily skin concerns, and then another one for girls who might, and boys too I guess, who might be experiencing a bit of acne. So I'm going to start with the simplest, and that's for the oily pimply skin mask. You're gonna love this. For this mask, you need 1 ingredient, and it's egg white. So you crack an egg, you can use a knife or crack it on the edge of the desk or the bench. Now, I'm assuming most of you know how to do this, but maybe you don't. So you just put the egg yolk from one half eggshell into the other, and the egg white just sort of comes away and separates. You can keep that for cooking if you want, or you can give it to your doggy. That's what I'm gonna do. You don't need to whisk it with a fork. It's absolutely perfect as is, and you can either use your fingers, especially if it's just one person using it, or you can use a makeup brush. Any makeup brush will do, and just apply a thin layer, and then you just leave that for 15 minutes and rinse off with a face washer. And if you want, you can put the cucumbers on the eyes as well. Cucumbers is known to help with puffiness. Normally girls don't have puffiness, that's really just for fun. This next mask is good for girls and boys who have maybe a little bit of oily skin, and they want to feel like they're giving themselves a bit of a treatment. You need 1 banana, 10 drops of lemon juice, and a teaspoon of oil. So I'm going to use fractionated coconut oil, but you could really use any oil that you have in your kitchen. You could use grapeseed oil, which is lovely because it has no aroma. You can use olive oil. You might end up smelling a little bit like a salad, but it's really good for your skin too. You can use fingers if you like, or a makeup brush. Apply to your face. You don't need a thick layer, though it can be fun to put it on thick. And leave for 15 minutes and then rinse off with your face washer and warm water. I think I might give this to my dog as well. This third mask is my favorite. You need an avocado, some oil. Again, I'm going to use the liquid coconut oil, but feel free to use whatever you have in your kitchen. And some plain yogurt. I find the easiest way to get the seed out of the avocado is to cut it in half and then just give it a gentle squeeze and the seed just pops right out. And as you can see, this makes quite a lot, so you can use this for several girls. One thing I will say though, being fresh food, it won't keep. You really need to make it the day that you use it. Otherwise it's gonna go brown and yucky. 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt, followed by 1 tablespoon of oil. I think I might need a bigger bowl. Now, I am using the liquid coconut oil. You can use the regular solid coconut. It really doesn't make any difference. It's just the liquid is a little bit easier to stir through because you don't need to warm it up to get it into that liquid state. So I'm just combining those 3 ingredients with a fork. Now I have left a few little lumps in mine, so I quite like it like that. But if your girls want it really smooth, you could put it in a blender or just keep using your fork until it's nice and smooth. And you can use your fingers again or a makeup brush. And again, paint it on or put it on with your fingers. Oops, I just spilled a bit there. And you end up with a nice green face. Leave it on again for 15 minutes and then wash off with a warm face washer. And don't forget your little cucumbers. You didn't see that, did you? I'm just eating some yogurt. It's okay, it's just for me. The next thing we're gonna make is our toner. So that means it's time to put the kettle on. To make the toner, it's 1 ingredient again. A few tea bags. These are white tea. It's just what I had in the pantry. It could be normal black tea or green tea. We're just gonna pour the water over there and let that sit for, say, 3 minutes and then allow it to cool. Once it's cooled, it's simply a matter of dipping in a little cotton round into your toner and use it to all over your skin. It's great to remove any little bits of face masks that the girls may have left behind. And the tea is slightly astringent, so it does work as a mild, gentle toner. So the next product I'm gonna make and test is the moisturizer. We're gonna make a facial oil. Now what I will do is when I get organized and I get my bits and bobs together, I'll do it at a little planner so that you know what to make in advance. For example, with your toner, you don't want the girls to be putting boiling hot liquid onto their faces. It needs to be cool, so you can make that before the party and I'll step through what needs to be made where. But let's get the ingredients together for our facial oil. We've got vitamin E in tablets. We have some rosehip oil that I got from the supermarket. That's one of my friend's brands made in South Australia. We also have some lavender essential oil. If you have other essential oils at home, feel free to use that. And this is where I'm going to use the liquid coconut oil. You could probably also use safflower oil or sunflower oil if you've got that in your kitchen as well. With a facial oil, you would want to put it into something like this container, a little bottle with a pipette so that it's easy to apply. So if you do have little jars like this, maybe start to keep them and collect them. Otherwise, the girls can just make it in a little pot and simply carefully pour some onto their hands and apply. But let's get started. So normally when I'm making something like a facial oil, I use digital scales, but to try and make it simple, I'm going to use a measuring cup. So this is 1/4 of a cup. So we'll measure 1/4 of a cup of our oil, 1 capsule of vitamin E. So these are 1,000 IUs. So you only need 1, maybe 2 at the most. And we need just 2 drops of our essential oil. Any more than that, and it might be just too overpowering for your face. And we want up to 10 drops of rosehip oil. So here we go. Quarter of a cup of our oil. As I said, I'm using the liquid coconut, but you might want to use sunflower or safflower oil. We had up to 10 drops of rose hips. I might put 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rosehip is very gentle. You can put that directly onto your skin. If you want to put more, you can. This is what I want you to be careful with though. Your essential oil is very, very strong. Now this bottle doesn't have a little drip, I think they're called drippolators in there. So I'm just gonna grab a pipette. Okay, so hopefully your oil will have a little insert that allows you to drip it out 1 drop at a time. And the reason why I'm being so particular with our essential oils, 1, 2, is that essential oils are an irritant. If you put too much in there, it is going to sting your eyes. We don't want that. And now we are going to cut up our vitamin E. I'm simply just going to cut this and then squeeze out the oil on the inside. So can you see that? I've just sliced in and put the vitamin E in there. And now we give it a stir. And that is our moisturizing facial oil. Actually, the lavender and the coconut smell really good together. So as I said, if you've got one of these bottles, you can pour it in there. Otherwise, you could just use a little spoon if you've got a group of girls over. They just need a tiny amount. Can you see that? It's almost nothing. Rub it between their hands and they can apply it like this. And that is their moisturizing oil. There's no preservative in this. You have to make it and use it the same day. Please don't make it the day before or keep it in the fridge. Some things will last, it just you are increasing risk. The longer you leave it, there's more risk that microbials will grow in there. But it's all about making it that night and using it straight away. Once I'm organized, as I said before, I'm going to write all of this up in Canva and create some documents that I can email to everyone. So if you're on my email list, once I get around to that, I will email you all. And feel free to share it with whoever you want. I'm happy for anyone and everyone to have a copy of these. So if you do try some or all of the formulations, I would love to know how you get on. So send me an email or put a message up on social media because I would love to hear from you.